Board games, board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, I'm not gonna shout. I keep saying that it's board games, but today it's really game books. I even might talk about video games. It's really holistic. Come on now, look. I don't think you want to constrain. That is really not the main purpose of the show. It's just to have fun and maybe have a good conversation with someone. Anyway, we're talking today about game books. It's what we're talking about. Game books. I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, and of course, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez. We are in some fashion blethering about board games and video games and lovely things and all sorts of stuff. So, yep, I hope that you're having a good day. This is the Bezzy Beats and Board Game Blether. That is what it's all about. And today, what are we doing indeed? What are we doing? Well, today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading. It's not a playthrough, it's more of a read through. And so I am going to be reading The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. It's the first fighting fantasy game book. This is going to be part 3 of it. We already had a part 3, so this is our attempt 2 of part 3, if that makes any sense. And so, yes, that is what we're up to. Now, oh my gosh, hello CD. Evening, it is lovely to see you. And Matthew, thank you so much for raiding the stream. This is awesome. So hello, Alex, and hello, Xate, and hello, Rob, and Nicholas, and Matthew, of course. And we've got all the muffled gorillas. What crew is that just a picture of the crew? Is that just because you love the crew very much? And Loserpalooza, all representing everything. Will you be totally lost? No, you will not. I will explain it. I will even open up YouTube to kind of look at my own notes to recap a little bit of what's going on. And hello, Dakota, or Kota, it's just lovely to hear you. We're a sea shanty singing crew of raiders. Shanty. We're singing shanty. We bring sugar and tea and rum. Or that'd be lovely. Thank you, me hearties. Okay. So let me do a very quick recap. So part 1, we are Lady Bezebell I, the Boastful Baroness from Brombury. As we just read through the introduction, we realised that in one part we had a shield and then the shield went, so we don't know where this went. We believe this is, just what we've decided for ourselves. This is nothing written in the book, but we've decided that there was some sort of weird betting going on. We lost our shield in a bet, and we also lost our castle, and that's why we need to go out and get this gold. Part 2 was all about us really realizing what terrible people we are. We entered the dungeon, we entered every door, opened every box, selfishly slaughtering people left and right. This is incredibly bloodthirsty. Some, as far as we know, innocent goblins. I mean, yeah, why are we killing all these goblins, for goodness sake? Anyway, as someone said, this is fighting fantasy. It's not moralistic fantasy. But we did show ourselves to be the opportunity, bloodthirsty baroness that we really are. We slashed a snake that was an ineffective trap. We grabbed a key with the number 99 on it. We found a new shield, learned of a magic spell, that might help us beat the dragon, who knows? I mean, there's fairly big clues, but let's pretend that we're unsure. We picked up some smelly cheese. I think it's all about the smelly cheese. And we gleaned some information from a fellow human that we rescued. And there was some weird stuff going on where we pick up a shield and we've got to put up something down, but then we can pick up something, and it just feels very kludgy. But let's not get into that. Let's rewind a wee bit, and we will pick up the story just as we are picking up the lever, and we will ignore everything that happens after that. Yes, we've already done part 3. We already ventured past there, but that was but a dream, and it may or may not come to pass. That is the power of game books and time travel and rewind. Oh, apparently it is stretching time. So let me put this thing off, and hello Yoda, it is lovely to see you. Stretching time, left and right. Turn around. Hello Dutch Yoda, and stretching time, turn around. And where is the pineapple? Oh shoot, I totally forgot. I did say that I would be bringing the pineapple, didn't I? Yeah, I don't have the pineapple. So for those who don't know, I was talking about the pineapple I painted last night. And yeah, I'm sorry. I tell you what, if people want, I'll make it a special part of my next chaotic shenanigan, or I'll make it a special part of Friday. That seems a perfectly appropriate thing. Yeah, I painted a pineapple. It took me 2 weeks. True story. I was talking about that on last night's game-like shenanigans. So let me get my spectacles on, and let us start off by talking about Pineapple Friday. I like that. Recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. What have been your recent highlights? If you're in the chat, let me know. If you're watching this after the fact, let me know. What have you been enjoying? What have you been doing? What have you been eating? What games have you been playing? Have you managed to do your resolution so far? Did you manage to get out? Did you manage to, get yourself a wee bit organized? Did you manage to do your exercise? I managed to, I'm still not having sugar, although it is becoming more and more difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's like every time it's like, oh, I just wish I didn't. Anyway, I'm hoping to source down some chocolates without sugar, like some 100% cocoa chocolate, so maybe I can eat that. Recent highlights. Since I streamed yesterday morning, I did do a bit of Among Us. That is a video game, as I alluded to in the intro. That was the first time I'd played Among Us with not just random strangers on the internet. It was so much fun having that voice chat. There was laughter. There were times when I was like, Ross is totally the imposter, and no one believed me, but Ross was the imposter. And then third game, I was like, these two people, I reckon it's these two people, they're the imposters, and people didn't believe me, and it was them. And then game 4, I was completely wrong. But to be fair, I didn't actually express views as discerningly, but I think there's a lesson here, which is if you're playing Among Us, listen to Bez, unless Bez is the imposter, which to be fair, you'll never know. But I've never been the imposter yet. I'm actually looking forward to doing that, and so that was all over on Ross's Discord. So if you want to join us, maybe in a couple of weeks on Tuesday, let me know, and it would be lovely to have you. Other things that I was up to, I did the stream last night. I had McCall, myself, Molly from Flying Leap Games, and Ambi Rona. It was amazing to have Ambi from Board Game Blitz, and then the 4 of us played together, and we basically just shared facts about ourselves that people had to guess whether it was true or not. And that was so much fun. And yeah, I'm thinking of maybe alternating between word games and more social games. So what have other people paint on a pineapple or a picture of a pineapple. A picture of a pineapple. I was very proud of it. I'll show this pineapple on Friday, okay? You know what? On Friday, I will bring my... I need to do some moving of objects, but I will bring my... I don't know whether it's A1 or... I think it's A1. I'll bring my A1 folder and then I'll show you some of my pictures. And you will get to see some of my pictures on this Friday. So that is now a theme. Purposefully painting pretty pineapples properly. Dina made a lime skillet cookie. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. Like you're... Wow, this... Alex took the kids out for a wet walk yesterday. It was cold and rainy and we had loads of fun. That sounds amazing. Were you like splashing in the puddles and dancing and all stuff? How long does post from England to Northern Ireland take? Anyone know? It depends whether it's second class or first class. If it's first class, I would estimate 1.5 to 2 working days. If it's second class, I would discount the weekend, but I would estimate right now about 3 or 4 days. That's my guess, but you know, you might be surprised. I also played Jump in It, as in jump in the puddles. Is this what it's all about? Like finding the puddles. Let's go around with our kids. Let's have fun jumping in things. It sounds amazing. Ross equals sus. Yeah, Ross is sus. Should be a few days, but everything's changed and I don't know now. Oh, okay. That's a reference to the post. Worried about that thing that went to that person. Oh, thank you. Went on a wet walk yesterday too. Alex, was it together? Oh, maybe you were together in spirit. I'm sure you were. Even if you're physically apart, you can always be together in spirit. Oh, yeah. So Ambi said that Ambi was the world record holder for the Rubik's Cube. And I think like I was one of only 2 people to think, but 10.1 seconds, that's a bit slow for the world record solving a 3x3 cube, because these people are amazing. I mean, if you see them, it's like 5. I've seen someone physically like do it in 5 seconds. I saw someone who used, I don't think they were the world record holder, but it was someone who, can't remember. Anyway, they did a lot of promoting and they also did a lot of competing. Wait, so it was her husband's score. So Jump to It is a game about frogs who do exercises. And Dakota says, it's 4 a.m. and I'm just now making dinner. But hey, at least I'm making dinner. Yeah, go you. Small achievements. Enjoy yourself and, you know, be satisfied. Be proud of those things that you did. Yeah. It's like, boom, dinner. That's where we go. Okay. And hello, Scott. It's lovely to see you. Scott got some free cheese from Waitrose yesterday. The kind lady at the cheese counter gifted me a large chunk of raclette. I melted some of it onto roast veg. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, I am really... I mean, you can't really call it pre-breakfast if you've not gone to bed yet. You're kind of making a big assumption about sleeping schedules there. But yeah, lots of love for cheese in this chat. Cheese is what we like. Cheese is all you need. Although, yeah, you do need other nutrients, some of which might not be contained in cheese. So please do not take anything you hear on this show as actual medical advice. Anyway, if you are watching, feel free to keep sharing your recent highlights or anything else that you want to share. Otherwise, let's talk about a brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Let's talk about medicine and doctors. I mean, look, I'm not talking about individual doctors, but I'm just talking about generally having people whose main role in life and whose main calling is to improve the health of those people around them, to say, hey, we can aid you in your physical health. We can, make changes, we can test you, we can do checkups, we can, yeah, the entire medical profession, whether it's dentists or doctors, all those people, they are all brilliant. So let's hear it. And for all those NHS people, yeah, lots of applause. So silent applause, yeah. Well, you know, all those people. So great. All those people are brilliant. Free cheese? Yes, please. That is also brilliant. That's true. Sleeping schedules, what are those? And free cheese would brighten up many days. I wouldn't disagree. Oh, I like that. I wouldn't disagree with anything that you say. Jeez Louise, please receive me the free cheese. Send me free cheese, please. And okay, we've got an update on the dinner. It's chicken skillet and hot chocolate. I'm liking the sound of this. I hope that you're making the hot chocolate with milk, because that's the way to go. And my recent highlight says Xates came about 5 minutes before the stream on Facebook. It was Aqua again. Can Aquasulus be my brilliant person? Is this something that I might know about? That is totally fair. You can totally make Alex your brilliant person. And everyone in here, there is so much love, and I really appreciate, you know, just hearing about what people have been up to. And honestly, this is just such a highlight of my own day, kind of starting off and then having everyone in here saying, hey, this is what I've been enjoying, this is what I've been enjoying, and having these little moments to share. I really loving this. And Dina says, I still have to schedule a bunch of doctor visits. It's on my list. I keep postponing due to the pandemic. Oh, Dakota, no milk. Okay, we can still be friends. It's all good. But I'm boiling the water in my kettle, so it's better than just microwaving it. Yeah, damn straight. I mean, oh, I'm making banana bread right now. Awesome. Yeah, banana bread. Let's hear it for banana bread. Okay. And banana bread with walnuts. Oh, you know what else goes well? Like if you've got walnuts, maybe like if you've got maybe a pecan in there. Oof, maybe even a cashew. Maybe even some raisins. Yeah. Yeah, banana bread. What's it's all about. Now, enjoy your cookies, enjoy everything that you're eating, and if anyone has any questionably quick questions of their own, whether you would like to ask me or ask everyone else. I mean, we've already had a question about the post. My question to everyone is, what time is it and where exactly are you? I believe I know a bunch of you, but here I am in the UK, in Glasgow. It is 10:18, and I am on the on the third story of a very old house, and I'm overlooking a very grey sky. I can see it's, I mean, it would look like it's a perfectly like blank sky if a blank sky was white. I mean, in reality, of course, it's been covered by clouds, and there's not even any variation in the clouds as I'm looking around. It's all sorts of, yeah, there's no dark grey. It's, yeah, this is kind of my least favorite weather in some ways, but it's like, ooh, you've got that slight tension. Is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain? It's going to rain at some time, but is it going to rain when you're outside doing your exercise? Oh, who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, so where are you, and do you have any questions? Kiddo says, these are yummy. A big hand of nuts. I'm not that fancy, says Elaine. I just have some bananas that need using up. By the way, Bez, it's sugar-free, apart from the natural banana sugar. Amazing. I am digging it. Go you. Feel free to send over the recipe and let me know how it is. Feel free to give us a review. If I don't, like, is it going to be eaten before you head off? I need to get to the store, but I have to get an FFP2 mark first. So I don't know what an FFP2 mark is, but I hope it's good. Mini pavlovas. Oh, this is amazing. Self-isolation, day 8 here. Can't go outside. Perfect weather to sing. Let's go fly a kite. I don't know this song, but the weather is bright as we fly a kite along. Anyway, full face protection. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Full face protection. Okay. I guess that's some sort of grade. But yeah, that is the thing. Feel free to carry on commenting, asking questions, thumbing, liking, following, all that stuff. And I will now get into the reading as I just trying to work out 128. I think that was where we were. Okay. Technically from 303, just to set the scene as we had a... Okay. So, more by Ross Nicholson. Wonderful use of shading in a stylistic manner that really draws your eye and makes you wonder, okay, what's going on here? But it's not naturalistic at all. But it clearly shows the two levers. We had been told by the crazy captive prisoner which lever to pick. And so, it's a song from Mary Poppins. Yeah, I feel like I should know that. Sorry about that. It's... Okay. Well, I hope that it all works well. Up to the highest heights, let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere where the it's clear. Let's go fly. I do not know this one. I clearly do not know Mary Poppins anyway. So, Warlock of Firetop Mountain. We are Lady Bezebell the first. Where's my... It's all... Here we go. Lady Bezebell the first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 provisions. These are fruitcakes. These give us +4 stamina. We have a bunch of gold. We've got a key. We've got some potions of invisibility, some luck potions that we've not yet used. We've got some sweet smelling cheese. Don't forget the cheese. And we've got a shield. Oh, I just realized that's in part 3, attempt 1. I definitely forgot the shield at least one time. So remind me to not forget the shield. Anyway, so we venture in. You hear a deep rumbling noise, and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. You may now walk to the junction. Will you turn west, turn to 210, or east, turn to 58? So, first person to decide, unless we get like... We'll decide west or east. I mean, we had set up a regimen last time that west is best, but I will let you... Okay, east. East. Okay. East. Turn to 58. And why? It's the master. Is that from Mary Poppins as well? Cautiously, you creep along the passageway. After a short time, it turns sharply to the north. At the corner, there is a bench of solid wood, and above the bench, a sign reads, "Rest here, weary traveller. Here you may stop and eat provisions if you wish." Turn to 15. Or continue. Turn to 367. I should note that we are on basically full health. We are 1 point away, so there's not much point in us having our provisions. There is some lovely writing. Rest ye here, weary traveller. I love the way that this little lamp has been rendered, with the smoke billowing out and making the top of the frame. That is amazing, gorgeous line work from Ross Nicholson. Yeah, that is quite a picture. I'm really digging Ross Nicholson's style. So, we have to continue, and we go on to 367. You arrive at another junction in the passageway. If you would like to turn westwards, turn to 235. If you would like to go east, turn to 323. Honestly, these are again my least favorite types of choices in these games. West or east, west or east. Who cares? Unless you've already drawn a map. What insights are... There's no information upon which to base your decision. So, okay, keep going east, says people. East. Keep going east. Okay, east it is. 3, 2, 3. Okay, We're going to 3, 2, 3. After a few meters, you reach another three-way junction. You may either go northwards, turn to 8, or eastwards. Turn to 2, 5. So we come to another junction, which north or east, again, like where's the inspiration? Where's the... Come on, where's the world building? Why are you not telling us a little bit about this passage? Sure, it's the first one, and we'll see how the books progress. Maybe after this we'll skip ahead to 55 or something. And we have a theme here, says CD, east. East. People are really digging this east. And apparently in Mary Poppins, it's a song Step in Time. All the chimney sweeps copy what people say in that particular phrase. Tickled him as the cook was surprised to see the master come home in general pandemonium. That makes sense. Okay. Eastwards. 255. The passageway ends in a sturdy wooden door. And that's literally all the description you get about this door. You don't get told what it looks like, just that it's sturdy. I mean, to be fair, how many times can you describe a door? I understand the plight of Steve Jackson or even Livingston. It's hard to describe these things, but seriously, just another sturdy wooden door. Anyway, yep, it's a map building game. I think that's the key thing. That it is not really an adventure game. It's not really letting you feel what it's like to be playing a role. It's just turning from page to page. Anyway, if you want to try opening it, turn to 193. If you want to go back to the junction and try another route, turn to 93. Okay, so are we going to try opening this sturdy door? Yeah, darn right. Okay. 193. We have said by default we are opening every door, and the door opens, and you enter a small room. Your eyes widen as you look around to see that the walls of the room are covered in ornate stonework. Mosaics and marble inlays give this room a kind of beauty you have never seen before. In a corner of the room is a large metal statue of a one-eyed creature. In its single eye is a sparkling jewel. As there appear to be no other ways through the room, you have to go back to the junction. But that large jewel is very tempting. Indeed. Will you leave it alone and go back to the junction, turn to 93, or try to take the jewel with you? Turn to 338. I mean, it's just a statue, but again, we have, wow, this is a really, I like the stylistic variation. So you can almost imagine like the marble, and I love the way that Ross Nicholson has depicted texture using the lines, using the variation in shade on the background. It's kind of like the way that you might render Pool of Water, and all those intricate tiles on the bottom. That is gorgeous. There's such lovely shading. I don't know if you can quite see that. There we go. A Roman style, slightly devilish looking Cyclops. And so, yeah, indeed, it's got quite a bum. You heard it from CD. Okay, not coming this far without taking the jewels, say people. So we are going to free, and I'm going to make a wee note. Let me grab a wee bits of paper to make a note. Three, free, 8. What will happen? I mean, I think we all know what's going to happen. You approach the statue cautiously. Scampering behind you makes you flash around, but it is only a rat. You feel at the jewel, but it is solidly in place. You try to work your sword in behind it, and as you work, you hear an ominous creaking noise. To your horror, the statue is beginning to move. You jump down and draw your sword. The iron Cyclops cranes its head round towards you and steps down from its pedestal. You must fight. Iron Cyclops, skill 10. Wow. Just to tell you, our skill is only 9, so this is actually more likely to hurt us than we are to hurt it. Stamina 10. Wow, so we've got to hit it quite a few times. If you win, turn to 75. If you want to escape during combat, you can run through the door back to the junction. Turn to 93. Okay. So I can see that you are all bloodthirsty people, and you're going to want to go at least a round of fighting. But, yep, we can't take provisions. We can use our luck, because we do have quite a bit of luck to... Yep. We do have quite a bit of luck to reduce damage, or indeed to increase damage when we take it. Oh yeah, if you're lucky, you subtract an extra 2 points. If you're unlucky, you restore 1. And same, if you're wounded, you... So right now, as opposed to normal, we are actually better off inflicting extra damage on the creature, because that is slightly less probable. And thank you for sticking around, and I always appreciate you lurking. Thank you, Yoda. So, next week, if I play this, then I will have an overhead cam, hopefully. But for now, you'll have to trust me on the die rolls. We've got 6 for the monster. That takes it up to 16, which means we need a 7. Oh, 6 for us, which means we are down to health. We're down to 13. Okay, 13 health. Can we... Oh my gosh, 11 for the monster. Come on, come on. There's a 1 and 5 is spinning ground, and it settles on... Yep, we were never going to win that. We are down to 11. Are we going to cut our losses and try to escape, or are we going to keep going? I will keep rolling these dice until someone tells me to stop. And if you want me to use the luck at any point, let me know. Okay, we've got a 3 for the monster. This is a good sign. This is only 13. Yes, we've got a 7 for us. We finally inflicted a wound. So it's down to 8. Okay, let's see what happens next. Oh, there's a 1 and a 4 makes 5, makes 15 for the monster. Oh, we should have doubled the damage, says CD. Okay, I will double the damage next time. So there's a 15 for the monster. We need to roll a 6. Yes, we rolled a 7. Okay, so you're wanting to try to double damage. So we're going to try and use our luck. Our luck is... yep, we rolled 9, which is less than our luck, and our luck is down to 9, and we have inflicted 4 damage. So 4 damage, it's down to 4. It is more than half dead. We are... So 1 and 5 makes 6. So 16 for the monster. 16. 5. Oh my gosh. 4. 14. Okay, we've taken another hit. We're on to 9. We can do this. Oh my gosh, no. 12 for the monster. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother rolling for us. That's us down to 7. Are we keeping on going? Okay, unless someone tells me stop, I'm going... Oh my gosh, it's 3 for the monster. I think we're going to beat it. This time. 3 for the monster. It's only on 13. We only need a 4. We've rolled a 7. Okay, we've rolled a 7. Are we going to go for our luck? Are we going to try to double our damage with 7? Double damage, says CD. Yes, we rolled a 7, and we are down to 8 luck, and we have defeated the monster. Oh my gosh, that was quite an ordeal. Well, 75. You sit back and rest from the exhausting battle. You may eat provisions here. You prize the jewel from the still statue. It is heavy in your hand and is worth 50 gold pieces. You put it in your pack. Can I just say that when it says it's worth do you write jewel worth 50 gold pieces, or is it saying that you should just write 50? I'm going to write jewel worth 50. I mean, that seems... I find it quite strange that the Boastful Baroness is so good at appraising jewels. I mean, that's quite a skill that we were thus far unaware of. I mean, these kinds of details bring me out of it a wee bit, but let's carry on. You put it in your pack. As you explore the room and the statue, you notice that one of its breastplate sections is loose. When you open this, a small key is inside. You examine this and notice the number 111. Okay. I feel like we did well by turning east constantly, because remember, at the start of the adventure, we were told that we needed 2 keys to open the final treasure chest. So, I think this is like the one true way. With a smile, you put the jewel and the key in your pack and set off back to the junction. Turn to 93. After adding 3 luck points, you have a valuable artifact here. Wow. There we go. So, plus 3 luck and plus the key. Again, this brings me to one of my issues with this game. I'm genuinely unsure. Is this 3 luck points? It talks a lot earlier about your luck score, which is your current score. But is your luck points your maximum thing, or is that your maximum plus your current? I'm genuinely not sure. Because, yeah, this is the 2nd or 3rd time that we've encountered this, and I genuinely Not sure. I'm going to assume that it goes up to the maximum, but we do not increase. And are you saying yes, you agree with me that it's inaccurate, or yes to one of the possibilities and you know which one? Because if you know which possibility, I genuinely want to know. If there's like an FAQ online where people are like, oh, this is the way it is, or if in future printings they made it more obvious, I genuinely would be actually, you know what, I would genuinely be interested to flick through an updated version just to compare chapter 75. But we are now rocketing. We are on 18 luck. This is crazy. Okay. So, chapter 93. But our actual luck score is only on 8. Just to remind people, we might want to think about having our luck potion at some point. Also, we are on 7 stamina. We do sometimes get random food along the way, so we might not necessarily want to eat as much food as we can. Each food item increases our stamina, our current stamina by 4. Our maximum is 16. So, should we have 2 provisions and take us up back to 15? Or should we only have 1 and keep another for later? What do you think? 1 or 2 provisions? Let me know what you think. Having 1 provision means that, hey, if we find some random healing thing down the line, it's not wasted. Having 2 provisions, always good to be healthy. Have I been making a map, asks Alex. Kind of. Not exactly a map, but a long list of numbers. And this is for what we've done so far today. Okay, so 15. And we are crossing off. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fruit cakes left. That is it. Okay. 9 plus... No, 9 was our skill. So 9 was our skill, and we had... And our stamina was down to 7. So 7 plus 8, because each provision is plus 4. So it's 7 plus 4 plus 4 equals 15. Anyway, 93. You arrive back at the junction. The passage ahead ends at a sturdy door. Really sturdy yet again. And they know that we've just encountered a sturdy door. This feels like, come on, get a thesaurus. Like, yeah, I understand the door is difficult to describe, but yeah, come on. You listen and hear nothing. You try the handle. It turns and you enter the room. As you look around, you hear a loud cry from behind you and swing round to see a wild man leaping towards you, wielding a large battle axe. He is a mad barbarian, and you must fight him. Barbarian! Skill 7, stamina 6. Okay, well, it says we must fight him, so at least 1 round, I guess. Man. Thank goodness that we took the thing, because that is double 6 for the enemy. That makes 19. And we need to roll... Okay, yeah, 5. We lose 2. Okay, 6. Double 6 again for the enemy. I wish I could get someone else to roll. We need to roll something pretty good. 7. That's just not good enough. Down to 11. It does say, there is a door in the north wall opposite, through which you may escape during the battle. Turn to 189. If you defeat the barbarian, turn to 273. And so let me know if you think that we should escape. And apparently I'm meant to jiggle and wiggle. Thank you for it. There we go. Stretching time, stretching time, stretching time, stretching time. Okay, and if you're watching this, then feel free to join me in stretching time or not. It is entirely your prerogative. So, getting back to the fight, gazing at the barbarian, the barbarian swings, and it's a 6. That makes 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay, we've only got to roll a 5 to beat it. And we roll a 3. What on earth is going on? We're down to 9 health. Wow. The barbarian rolls a 10, putting it on 17. And we roll a 10, putting us on 19. And finally, we hit the barbarian. Are we going to double our damage? This is an important question. Are we going to double our damage? We've only got 8 luck left. And so once it goes down below 7, we probably need to take another luck potion before we can start. Yeah. So what do you think? Double damage or not double damage? CD says yes, double damage. I'm assuming that you mean this. Okay, so we roll. Let's hope that it's under 8. Come on. Yep, it totally is. And the barbarian is down to, and everyone else is, it's unanimous. Okay, so we are down to 7 luck. We might want to think about taking a luck potion either now or next time that we've done it, because, 2d6, it's now 50-50 whether we actually make it or not. And the barbarian swings. It is free. Oh my gosh, we are so lucky. So skill 7 plus 3 makes 10. We literally must hit it, even if we roll a 2. So we hit it, and it sinks, and the barbarian is dead. Turn to 273. Okay. 273. Wow, so what will we find? What will we be able to loot the body like the bloodthirsty tyrants we are? A search of the room reveals nothing of any value. Although an old box in the corner contains a wooden mallet and 5 short stumps of wood, sharpened at one end. You may take those if you wish. I mean, seriously, you may take those if you wish. When are you ever going to not take these things? Okay, wooden mallet, 5 short stumps of wood. Mallet, 5 sharp stumps. I mean, theoretically, if we were to run into, say, a vampire, that might be quite helpful. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sure, at some points, it's like, if the book even mentions it, you kind of, sure, the sweet-smelling cheese, I could understand if that's literally never useful, or maybe it's useful in one part, but it's like if the book's even mentioning it, then surely it's of use. We slew a metal monster, barbarian schmarmarian. You may take these if you wish, of course we did, and can now leave through the door in the north wall. Turn to 189. So basically, for our efforts, all we got was some short stumps of wood. Bag of holding. Would a book provide us with something we wouldn't need not to have? Oh, you know what would be interesting is if at some point, if a game book subverted that, and at some point it says, oh, if you've got more than this amount of stuff, then you trip over, or like bad things happen if you've got this. So it's an automatic, hey, if you've got the cheese, then a rat claws your face because it's trying to get the cheese. That's kind of, yeah, exactly. And that would be quite funny. Anyway, let's get into it. 189. The door opens into a short corridor which ends several meters ahead at another door, similar to the one you have just come through. You listen. and hear nothing. You try the handle and it turns, allowing you into another room of similar size. But this room is splendidly decorated, with a polished marble floor and rough walls painted white. On each of the 4 walls hangs a painting, and there is another door in the north wall. You can either go straight through the room, turn to 90, or you may stop to look at the paintings, turn to 25. And there's a caption: this room is splendidly decorated with a polished marble floor and rough walls painted white. The marble floor rendered with strong black and white lines, showing, I guess, the veins in the marble, although it's, again, more of a stylistic rendition than naturalistic. Again, the shading done in a manner to draw your eye to certain points, and there's some paintings of rather sinister and evil-looking people. Again, Ross Nicholson, masterful work. Oh my gosh, and look at those little tiles. Is like that detail. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Just want to say. Anyway, that is totally okay. Anyway, so are we going to look more at these paintings? And thank you, CD. It's always lovely to have you, and I always appreciate lurkers. Lots of love. Look, of course we look. Why wouldn't we? We are curious little people in the brain of Lady Bezebell. The paintings are portraits of men. Your spine shivers as you read the nameplate under the one on the west wall. It is that of Zagor, the warlock, whose treasure you are seeking. You look at his portrait and realize you are pitting yourself against an awesome adversary. You have the feeling that you are being watched and notice the piercing eyes following you as you move. You find yourself drawn towards his portrait, and your fear rises. Lose 1 skill point. Oh my gosh. Do you have the courage to try to combat the warlock? You may either leave through the north door straight away, turn to 90, but treat this as an escape, or you may look through your pack for a weapon to use against the warlock's power. Turn to 340. So even through the painting, the warlock has managed to sap away at your power. So should we try to escape? Or should we try to use something in our backpack? I mean, we've got the mallet. We could use that, or we could potentially use the jewel. Maybe that would be of use. Use the cheese, says Scott. I mean, I'm assuming that's sarcasm. Jewel, says Dina. Okay, so no one's saying to run away. Okay, 340. 340. You try various items of equipment against the gaze of the painting, but none seems to work. You may try any of the following if you have them. Slash the painting with your sword, turn to 388. Hold a jewel up in front of it, turn to 331. Plunge a wooden stake into it, turn to 241. Or throw cheese at it, turn to 45. Slash it, says Elaine. Okay, we've got some conflicting ideas from chat. We've got someone saying use the cheese, someone saying use the jewel, someone saying to slash it. I am going to make a judgment call unless we get... I'm going to make a judgment call. Fine, use the cheese. Run away. So the cheese was a sensible option after all. I mean, I feel like the cheese is going to just have bad things happening. I really, really want to use the jewel here. I'm sorry. I'm going to make a judgment call. I'm using the jewel. If you have the jewel from the eye of the Cyclops, you hold it in front of the Warlock. His intimidating stare turns to an expression of pain. He obviously feels the jewel's power. Suddenly, his eyes turn white and his expression goes limp. Your confidence gains as you realize you have won your first real battle. Gain 2 skill points. Put the jewel back into your pack and leave through the north door. Turn to 90. Wow, so after all that, we went down a bit, but now we are stronger. And we are skill 10. Double digits. Boom. Hey, Cyclops, we are just as strong as you. And we laugh. Oh, good, it was enough magic, says Nicholas. So, we went and now we are going to 90. So it turns out that was good to be able to have this encounter. You open the door into a narrow passage and follow it northwards. You know, the other thing that I feel I'm just going to say, it's like this section 90, if I hadn't written it down and made sure that I was going the right way, I'm always slightly concerned about how all these sections could come from anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to blame the earlier time in one of the earlier readings where I got confused on that. Anyway, you open the door into a narrow passage and follow it northwards. Some meters up the passageway, it turns to the east, then turns to the north. However, at this second bend, there is a small alcove in the rock. It seems a convenient hiding place, and a large rock forms a comfortable seat. You may stop here and eat provisions if you wish. Let's check. We are on 9. Our maximum is 16. So should we eat 1? I mean, it feels appropriate, unless anyone has anything else to say. And Dina says, oh yeah, having worked with branching stories, I can see that happening. Well, yeah, we are halfway through our provisions. I have no idea whether we are halfway through our story, but we have gained 2 of the keys. So apparently we needed 2 of the keys, and we've gained a magic spell. Who knows how much longer is left? I mean, honestly, I'm feeling pretty exhausted. I feel like I'm feeling, whoa, what's going to happen next? Anyway, so we've rested. Continue northwards. Turn to 253. The passageway ends in another wooden door. Wooden, sturdy. This could be a drinking game. Like every time there it says wooden, I'm going to drink some water. Every time it says sturdy, I'm going to drink. It's like, come on, people. Yeah, that's fine if it's a wooden door, but in an oak door, in a at least just one extra adjective in there would add so much to the story. I don't have a problem with the adjectives wooden and sturdy. It's just when they're on their own, fine. You know, this is the last time I'm going to do it based on chat. Sturdy. Yeah, crumbling, bolted, locked, ajar, tightly shut. I mean, sorry, people. I mean, anyway, 253. The passageway ends in another wooden door, this time a small one with a carved bone handle. Okay, at least they did. Okay, I rescind some of my objections. You listen, but hear nothing coming from inside. You try the handle and the door opens into a pear-shaped room with a rough stone floor, making walking across it somewhat awkward. In one corner of the room is a pile of rubble, mainly stones and dust, but there are also two odd-shaped pieces of wood and a length of rope. A door in the north wall leads on. Will you examine the wood? Turn to 328. Study the lengths of rope. Turn to 125. Or leave through the north door. Turn to 73. So what do you think? Study the wood? Look at the rope? Or just leave? Oh, I like that. A moist, slick, mossy door. Oh, wow. That's really evocative. Those are some good adjectives. Or a dry wooden door. Yeah, it's just, I know that, okay, here they did at least, I mean, this time a small one with a carved bone handle. I do appreciate that. But I just want a little bit more writing. And again, I don't know, is that because they only had so much of a page count? I don't even know what the page count is. Because maybe to avoid confusion with the chapter numbers, there is no page numbers on here. I mean, were they limited by that? Was it because Penguin was unwilling to have too much going on? And when I look at number 10 looks a wee bit thicker if you compare, you know, it looks like there's possibly going to be a wee bit more description going on. But anyway, that's aside. What do people think? Let's look at the wood or look at the rope. Or do we just ignore both? I mean, the wood, what could the wood give us? It could be maybe something's written in the wood. Maybe, and yeah, Alex is 100% correct. Penguin really didn't think it would sell. But just like 2 words. Anyway, so look at what? Look at the wood or look at the rope. Because the rope, maybe that's a useful thing. Maybe if we look at the rope, it might be a trap. If we look at the rope, maybe something will happen. If we look at the wood, maybe there's some sort of sign. Okay, we've said the wood, okay. And 253, we are now going to 328. 328. Both pieces of wood are Y-shaped and smooth, as if washed up from a river. You may put these into your pack. Again, yep, assuming that there's no subversion of, hey, if you have more than 11 items, yep, 2 Y-shaped bits of wood. I am writing that down and I'm putting it in my bag of holding, as CD says. Apparently, the first half of Warlock was written by Ian Livingstone and the second half by Steve Jackson. I wonder if there's a difference in style. Ooh. For finding water, yeah, you could use these. Anyway. You may put these in your pack and then either leave through the north door, turn to 73, or stay and examine the rope, turn to 125. If you take the pieces of wood, you must leave behind 1 item from your pack. Again, with this weird physics. So apparently it's always better to have And given that we've got 25 gold, I'm going to drop that down to 24 gold. Let's say 24 gold. Okay. So are we going to look at the rope? Yeah, this whole drop one thing to get to pick up another thing, it's really weird. Given what Dina's just said, I'm going to go with oh, can you see me? I was hotspotting on my phone, but I forgot to plug it in. But let me know if the quality gets too bad. You pick up the rope. It looks normal. In fact, it looks as if it might be quite useful. You open your pack to put it in. Suddenly, it comes alive in your fingers, snakes quickly up your arm, and attempts to wrap itself around your neck. You struggle to cut the rope with your sword before its grip tightens. Test your luck. Come on. Oh my gosh, maybe we should have taken a luck potion. Remember, we've got 2 luck potions. We're down to 7 luck. Our maximum luck is currently 18. We are skyrocketing. Oh my gosh, we are unlucky. I've tested it. We are 9. And we keep going down, I believe. So we're now on 6. And we really should use a luck potion. So someone, once we can, tell me to use a luck potion. If you're lucky, you cut the rope and it drops to the ground. If you're not, the rope tightens. Lose 1 stamina point. You must test your luck again to try and cut the rope, and keep trying until you do. Each time you fail, you lose another stamina point and reduce your luck score. If you finally defeat the rope, you may leave through the north door, turn to 73. So, now we need to, roll under 6. Come on, let's roll under 6. 3! Boom! Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh. You can tell why I don't like playing Kanabe, because, yeah, you've got to curb your enthusiasm. Okay, phew. But we are down to 12 stamina. That's not too bad. Still in double digits. And when can we take the luck potion? These potions may be taken at any time. Okay, so are we going to potion? I mean, I really, really believe that we should. Our luck potion, I believe it has some other ability. And the potion of fortune will add 1 point to your initial luck score before luck is restored. Okay, so luck is on 19. Luck is on 19. You hear me? We are the luckiest people around. We are guaranteed, because we literally cannot fail our luck for at least 7 times. This is good signs. Turn to 73. We are going along, feeling pretty lucky from just having consumed our potion. And the passage ahead leads you northwards. The rocky floor becomes sandy, until eventually you are walking on a sort of coarse sand. You notice the passage is widening, and ahead you can hear a flowing river. You continue until you find yourself in a large cavern through which a river flows. Oh, I think I remember this. 2118, it's as if it was the dream from the future. 218. You are on the south bank of an underground river, facing across its black depths. So for those people who've already been here, feel free to tell me what we're going to do. Are we going to ring the bell, punt the raft, risk the bridge, or swim? You are on the south bank of an underground river, facing across its black depths. There appear to be 4 ways of crossing. To your left, A rusted bell bears the sign. Ferry service, 2 gold pieces. Please ring. There is a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it. You could punt across the river. A rickety old bridge crosses on your right. If you don't trust any of these, you may swim. Which will you choose? Lovely to have you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, Elaine. And as you depart, I can show you this one last picture that says ferry service, 2 gold pieces, please ring. It does say that in very scrawled writing. And black really framing it with little ripples around the steps of the bridge leading into the darkness. It is immensely eerie. And again, the way that these ripples are drawn, I would have preferred some more thin ripples going into the darkness. But yeah, remember, we were in this situation last week because that was part 3, but this is part 3 attempt 2. Exactly. Yes, this is the halfway point of the adventure. Last time, in our dreams of the future, we swam across, and I believe that by beating the crocodile, we actually got this on another map, actually. Where's this? 218. Where's the 218? Yeah, what we did last time is we had some extra stats. Oh, let's ignore all of that. That was just our visions from the future, because people have said, ring the bell, bell, bell. So yeah, does it show on Twitch? Does it say attempt 2? Let me double. Not actually looked at. And is this a talk show and podcast, or is this board games? I don't know what's the appropriate thing. But yeah, it does say attempt 2. Great. Okay. Okay, so ring the bell. We turn to 3. The bell gives a dull clang, and after a few moments you see a withered old man climb into a small rowing boat moored on the north bank. He rows slowly across to you, moors the boat, and limps towards you. He asks you for the 3 gold pieces. When you protest at the price, he mumbles some flimsy excuse about inflation. He begins to get angry at your protestations. Do you pay him the 3 gold pieces? Turn to 272. Or threaten him? Turn to 127. My gosh, we really are money-grubbing people, are we not? Wow, this is quite a turnout. Not only are we slaughtering innocent goblins, but in a situation where, yeah, thank you, Dina. I mean, come on. And clearly, why are we arguing when our lives are at risk? 272. He calms down, takes the gold, deduct this from your gold, so we've got 21. See, loads of gold. And rows you across to the north bank. After mooring the boat, he ambles off down a passageway. Turn to 7. Okay. So you made it across without much. Do they not question your presence there? I always thought that was a bit weird. It's like, what kinds of creatures live in this cave? Is it like sorts of, what kinds of ecosystem lives in Firetop Mountain? Is it like some sort of commune? Is it just people coming and, yeah, people just have a good time and But clearly there are some goblins that are maybe torturing some dwarves, some barbarians who are just lying in wait for anyone who's coming across. I mean, the whole trope of Dungeons and Dragons and going down a dungeon where random people attack you, and it's very egocentric, isn't it? Because everyone is just ready for you. It's like the barbarian was just waiting to spring a trap on you somehow perfectly. And not my job, mate. I don't get paid to do security. We're expected customers, it seems. He has a faring business after all, yeah. Also, there's inflation in this fantasy realm. I mean, it makes sense. And frankly, if you've got a big bag full of 25 gold pieces, what are you going to do? I mean, clearly the fairy person knows that, okay, are probably going to go up and try to slaughter Zagor, but maybe, hey, this has happened loads of times before. These people always die. I mean, it's yeah, anyway. So 7. You are on the north bank of a fast-flowing river in a large underground cavern. Turn to 214. Facing northwards, the rock face is smooth and glistening with moisture. Moss of many different hues grows on the surface. There is an eerie silence, punctuated only by the splashings of the river as it flows behind you. You have 3 options. A passage runs off to the northwest. If you take this route, turn to 271. A large timber door is directly in front of you in the middle of the rock face. If you open the door, turn to 104. Third option overhead. Overleaf. Another passage runs out along the river eastwards. To follow this along the river bank, turn to 99. So what are we going to do? Are we going to go off to the northwest, which we haven't done before? Are we going to try the door, which is, okay, I see minds have been made up, so we're ignoring that. Okay, 104. Let's see what happens. Really? This is a kind of, you find yourself in a short, narrow passageway with a door ahead to the north. You try this door. Turn to 49. Okay, so I guess by turning to another thing, it's arguably increasing anticipation as we kind of, okay, we turn the door, we turn the page, I can see the parallel. The door squeaks open on rusty hinges. The room is dark, and your eyes begin to adjust themselves as you close the door behind you. You hear a shuffling in the room, but before you can react, a blow to your head knocks you senseless. Lose 2 stamina points and turn to page 122. Okay. You know what? Well, you didn't want to lose stamina, but how were you to know? That is the way that sometimes things go. So, Alex asked, could I potentially one day? You know what? I'm going to rewrite Warlock of Firetop Mountain from perspective of residents. I am not going to put this into the cup, but I am going to make this some sort of super expensive thing because I can with stream elements have like, hey, here's a gift that you do for some. Yeah, so I'm going to think about what is an appropriate number of points for that. 1 paragraph per draw. Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. 1 paragraph. But it feels like something where it should just be, hey, if enough people, or if someone really wants it to happen, then yeah. So what's 400 times 500? That's 200,000. So yeah, maybe 200,000 points. But if you pay for it all at once, then I don't know, 100,000 points. And I will actually write out the entire book. What would you love? Just the big thing, or the 1 paragraph thing, or the either way? 20,000. Oh, I feel like we're haggling lots. Like, 20. I mean, this is a big task. This is not just like an improv thing where it's done, and then this is like going to be several weeks of actually writing a thing. I'll ponder it. I'll talk to Chris about it, and we will work out something. Anyway, so 122. And feel free to kind of talk about this a bit more in the Discord. You awake with a throbbing head and look around. The room is about 8 meters square, with doors to the north and south. You have been dumped in the southwest corner. Standing motionless in the center of the room are 4 men. At least they appear to be men. Their skin is a greeny grey colour. Their clothes are tattered and torn, and they are all staring vacantly at the ceiling. One carries a club, one a scythe, one an axe, and one a pick. They are ignoring you completely. Around the room are various peasant-style weapons, pitchforks, axe handles, pointed sticks, etc., 1 or 2 shields, and several barrels. In the northeast corner is a human corpse, with a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. You move your hand up to your head to feel for signs of blood, and you are relieved to find you're not bleeding. But as your hand moves, the strange creatures in the center of the room turn their eyes down towards you. Do you try to talk to them? Turn to 268. Jump to your feet and charge them with your sword. Turn to 282. Or scramble for an exit through the south door. Turn to 13. And I understand what you're saying. I feel like, for me personally, that would probably make reading a bit less enjoyable. I would prefer to do it kind of as a, hey, people really want it to happen, and let's write a bunch. Okay. The picture, which some people have already seen last week, by Ross Nicholson. Their skin is a greeny grey colour. Their clothes are tattered and torn. And again, these do not look like humans. But having said that, the previous page that was of a human looks nothing like a human. Oh, yo, it's stretching times. It's stretch, stretch, stretch. Ha. Okay. So what are we thinking? Talking, and in our visions of the future, talking was a bad idea, just to say. Or do we run and attack them? Or do we head out through the south door, which we didn't do last time? So, I honestly, what do you think? Door. 13. Your head hurts. Oh, wow. And you feel dizzy as you rise to your feet. The 4 men stir into action and move towards you in single file with their weapons ready. You grope your way down the wall for the south door, but it will be touch and go whether you make it or not. Your foot slips on a loose pebble and you fall to the ground. Before you can regain your footing, the creatures are upon you. Turn to 282. So quite a bit of railroading there, I see. We were going to end up in 282 anyway. The 4 creatures shuffling towards you are mindless zombies. I'm just trying to shout these names because it always does it in block capitals. As if, whoa, zombies? My gosh, you don't say. Their vacant eyes suggest that their actions are controlled by a will which is not their own. You are still too dizzy to think properly, but you must act quickly. The first zombie reaches you and prepares to swing his club. You must fight him. Skill 7, stamina 6. Ha, 7. We are 3 ahead of you. So 7 plus 7 is 14. And we hit it. 7 plus 6 is 13. And we hit it. And 7 plus 9 is 16. And we hit it again. Boom! In your face, zombie. Stabbed you around the neck and down. Okay. If you defeat the first zombie, add 2 luck points. Wow. Oh my gosh. 2 luck points. We have crazy luck now. And turn to face the other 3. Fight each in turn. Zombie with scythe. Skill 6. Stamina 6. Well, ha. You thought your fellow could not tear us down. 6 plus 8 is 14. And we hit it. 6 plus 7 is 13. And we hit it. And 6 plus 7 is 13. And we hit it again. Zombie with pick. Skill 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. And we hit it. 6 plus 5 is 11. And oh wait. Yeah, we hit it. And 6 plus 7 is 13. And we hit it. Zombie with axe. Skill 6, stamina 5. 6 plus 6 is 12. And we hit it. 6 plus 6 is 12. And we hit it. And 6 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. And we hit it. If you defeat all 4, turn to 115. The poor wretches lying dead at your feet almost look happy to be relieved of the burden of life. But as you look down at them, you sense that you are not the only one to know of their deaths. Looking around the room, you may investigate the weapons lying around. Go over to the dead body in the northeast corner. Turn to 313. Or check the barrels. Turn to 330. Now, sounds like last time checking the barrels was a good thing, but no, I've no idea what would happen if we tried to investigate the weapons or the dead body. Alive, dead, undead, re-dead? Yeah, that makes sense to me. Body, says Alex. Let's go for the body. 313. Oh, wow. Well, I guess you get points whatever you do. Oh, awesome. You check over the body. The poor wretch was, obviously, caught in the same way that you were, but his weaker skull shattered under the club's blow. He wears a suit of leather armor no better than your own, holds a wooden shield on one wrist, and clutches a steel-bladed sword in his other hand. In his pockets are 8 gold weapons, and around his neck is a silver crucifix You may add any 2 of these items if you wish. Write them on your equipment list and turn to 221. Also, add 1 luck and 1 skill point. So, that's pretty darn awesome. Our skill is now on 11. So 11 and 22 for luck. So our options are leather armor, that's no good for us. Wooden shield, we've already got a shield. A steel-bladed sword, 8 gold pieces, and a silver crucifix. Are there mimics? I mean, we had this rope that was actually alive just a moment ago. Behold ye, my mighty skull! I was clubbed, but I did not fall down. For I was knocked down, but I got up again. You ain't never gonna keep me down. In all seriousness, I think the silver crucifix is the one to go for. And 8 gold pieces, again, this is a really weird one. Like, what is an item? Is 8 gold pieces an item? In this context, it suggests it is, but in an earlier chapter, it suggests that 1 gold piece is an item. Yeah, this is where, if you've got a finite number of items, you need to define how the gold works in terms of number of items. That is a really, inconsistency. Anyway, what will crucifix and shall we say 1 gold? Let's assume that the gold is, or it seems like the crucifix is the only thing that's actually going to be useful. What do you think? I get clubbed down, but I get up again. You ain't never gonna club me down. Oh. So turn to 221. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. And Dina always said, yeah, crucifix is all. What are these mysterious items you have collected? Which have you written down first on your equipment sheet? Was it the armor turned to 72, the shield turned to 132, the sword turned to 27, the gold turned to 110, or the crucifix turned to 170? I find that really interesting. So it was like, okay, we aren't telling you that these items are going to do something special, but hey ho, they are going to do something special. And it was, of course, 170. That was quite a really interesting technology, kind of having, okay, you've got, get one of these things, and now that decision that you made, now which one of those that you thought wasn't actually relevant do you do? So 170. The crucifix is solid silver and worth 4 gold pieces. Solid silver worth 4. I mean, the more I play this game, it's more like this is not an adventure. This is not someone who's out to... This is basically a praiser of treasure. Their main skill, sure, they can bloodthirstily kill and slaughter people, but it's like, why are they such an appraise? Anyway, record this on your adventure sheet and turn to 319. It's really interesting. And thank you for lurking, Nicholas. To find the secret of the second item you have collected, turn to 221 and investigate. If you have already seen both things, then turn to 81. Okay, so 221, what was it? The gold, yep. Turn to 110. You are now 8 gold pieces richer. Wow. You also find another 2 gold pieces in his boot, hidden there for safety. Okay, so Add 8, I guess, so we're on 30 gold. Great. Turn to 319. Record the gold on your adventure sheet. And 319 again says, if you have already investigated both items, turn to 81. That feels a wee bit clunky, but no, I think it feels good and makes me think, oh, what's going on? It's 81. A noise startles you, prompting you to leave the room quickly. You walk up to investigate the north door. Turn to 205. And bye, Dina. Have a good day. Okay. So that took us to 205. The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. Thank you. I mean, we already had visions from the future that in our previous attempt, we were killed by a vampire here. So we are not going to lock eyes with the vampire. Remember, people. The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. The room is very large. At one end is an altar and various coffins are strewn about the room. There is a door behind you in the south wall and also one in the west wall. If you want to investigate the room further, turn to 253. If the place gives you the creeps, you can leave via the west door. Turn to 380. I mean, given that we have the silver crucifix and the stakes, I think that we should be willing to overcome our fears and investigate the room. What does everyone else think? And so investigate or move on. And again, this gorgeous picture by Ross Nicholson. Really, the shadows evoke everything so beautifully. And so, yeah, that glimpse of the wee banner in the back. Okay. Since no one seems to have a preference, I'm going to make a declaration that we are going to 254. The silence is deathly. A slow drip startles you as you creep around the coffins. The altar is ornately carved and studded with jewels. Beautifully woven drapes hang from the walls, although they are threadbare in places. There are 3 coffins in the room. A creaking noise makes you whirl round, and a light from your lantern falls on the largest coffin. It is opening. As you watch, a tall man with a white face sits upright, his eyes open and fall on you. His expression changes from one of tranquility to one of abject hate. His mouth opens and a terrifying hiss comes from his throat. His teeth are wolf-like. He beckons you to come over. Do you approach him as he wishes? Turn to 352. Draw your sword and prepare to fight. Turn to 333. Reach into your bag for another means of attack. Turn to 279 or run for the west door. Turn to 380. And I appreciate you lurking, Alex. It is lovely to have you with us listening. And if anyone has an opinion, do we approach? Well, we are probably going to die. Do we draw the sword? Or do we run away? For me, I think it has to be 279, especially since we have the stakes. We have the small silver crucifix. Exactly. 279. Another means, says Alex. And we are reaching in. 279. The creature you are facing is a vampire! I mean, you have various lines of attack. Your sword will do little real damage. A crucifix will hold him at bay, but will not kill him. If you have either of these, you may use it to get you through the west door. Turn to 380. If you are determined to kill the vampire, you must overpower it and drive a wooden stake through its heart. If you have a wooden stake and wish to try to kill the vampire, turn to 17. I mean, that's what we'll do. If you have none of these, draw your sword and turn to 333. Okay, wow. So we are going to go to 17 for the stakes. Using the wooden stake and mallet, or makeshift mallet if you aren't carrying one. I guess that maybe there must have been some other means of getting a stake, I don't know. You form a cross and move towards the vampire, backing it into a corner. It hisses you and snatches at you, but cannot come near you. However, it's going to be tricky getting the stake through its heart. As you advance, you stumble and fall forwards. As luck would have it, the stake flies forward and plunges into the shrieking creature. Test your luck. We are on 19, so we automatically succeed and go down to 18. If you are lucky, the stake pierces the vampire's heart. If you are unlucky, the vampire is merely grazed by the wound. Deduct 3 points from its stamina and flings you backwards across the room towards the west door. To escape through it, turn to 380. To keep on fighting, turn to 144. If you were lucky and killed the vampire, you may look for its treasure. Turn to 327. It seems like if I were to criticize the book here, I feel like the turn to 327 should have been, if you are lucky, the stake pierces the vampire's heart. Turn to 327. If you're unlucky, that to me would have been better flow rather than saying, oh, if you were unlucky, all this other stuff happens. Oh, and by the way, yeah, if you were unlucky, I mean, that it feels not. That's my minor criticism. Anyway, so we are looking for its treasure. Turn to 327. The body on the floor turns visibly older in front of your eyes. The face looks 50, then 90, then well over 100 years old. The skin rots and the eyes decompose as you watch. You notice a movement coming from the creature's chest. As the remnants of the vampire decay, a small black face breaks through its chest. It resembles a small black shrew, but as it frees itself and unfurls its wings, you realize it's a bat. You lunge at it, but it flaps away into the darkness. Yeah, I was thinking of the same thing. That is such a great film. Yeah, I had exactly that same imagery in my head. I wonder, I guess it's like an old thing, but the words here are incredibly evocative. I am really enjoying this paragraph. And that, the bat goes away. So the vampire's still alive. What's going to happen? And the reality is that I'm guessing that in this book, we will never encounter that bat again. But having that hint, that Friday the 13th Jason type thing where, might be alive. I mean, that is the kind of thing that keeps teasing at your brain. It's like that cavern that we walked through where the walls were talking to us and nothing came of it. It was just something to spark our imagination. Anyway, you search the whole chamber quickly. Remember, there are several other coffins there. And find 30 gold pieces, a book, and a Y-shaped stick. You may take these items, enter them on your adventure sheet if you will leave behind one item of equipment you are already carrying. Again, with the leave behind one item of equipment. What is one item? Because I gained 8 gold pieces as one item. So can I put down 8 gold pieces? Could I put down one of the Y-shaped bits of wood to pick up 2 Y-shaped bits of wood and some gold and some book? Do I put down the 8 gold in order to pick up more gold and a book and a Y-shaped stick? This makes no sense. This kind of strange... Anyway. Sorry. So what do we drop? Do we drop... and how much gold is one item? It is generally never clear. I mean... Yeah, I mean, like, to my mind, a Y-shaped bit of wood is a Y-shaped bit of wood. So that's one item. So if I drop down to one item, then I'm picking up a functional identical thing and also 30 gold pieces and a book. I'm just going to go with that. So we're up to 60 gold and a book and running out of space to write all our items or all. You can leave through the west door. Turn to 380. If you're hungry, you may take provisions here. And you can add 3 luck points. Oh my gosh, we're getting so lucky. We're up to 25 as a maximum. Next time we... Oh, I forgot to scribble out 1 luck potion. Next time we get our luck potion, we're going to be just lucky for so long. Anyway, I wonder if there will be some time when we need to like test our luck 10 times in a row or something. Anyway, so 14 and that would take us, our maximum stamina is 16, so let's take 1 more bit of provision. So we are down to 4 provisions. Are you saying wow at my rant about the physics? I'm not even sure what you're saying wow about, sorry. Or are you saying wow about how immensely lucky we are? Like next time we're going to go up to 26 luck, because luck will actually increase it by 1. So yeah, that is wow indeed. Anyway, and 19. We are currently on 18. So 380. We exit the room. And I am looking to find a suitable place to slow down. So 380, for the record, this is as far as we've come. You are in a narrow east-west corridor. Looking westwards, you can see a crossroads ahead. You go onto the crossroads, turn to 37. Standing at the crossroads, you may either go north, turn to 366, west, turn to 11, or south, turn to 277. And I think that is an appropriate place to stop. It's not the most exciting, but yeah, indeed, we are so lucky. We are, if you were in Scotland, we might say that you're a lucky bampot. But yeah, so what happened? We found an alternate route. Instead of going west, we chose east, and we managed to defeat the Cyclops. It was a difficult fight, but we managed it. Using the jewel from the Cyclops, we managed to bring terror, abject terror, and reduce the strength of the Warlock, meaning that our own skill increased. And then our own skill increased again as we explored what was going on in the caves. And yeah, there was... And then we finally made it across the river, quit quibbling, and just gave 3 gold. I mean, come on, we're on 60 gold anyway. Who cares about this 3 gold? And apparently it's all about the Warlock's treasure. I don't even know how we're carrying, if we're already having to put items down in order to build stuff up. Is that suggesting that we're somehow gaining strength all the time? It's like a very video gamey, oh, we get more experience points and then we can carry more and more? Or is it like when we get to the Warlock's treasure, how are we going to get it out? That's what I'm wondering. Like, how are we going to get the Warlock's treasure out? Seriously. I don't think that we fought this through, really. I think like we needed some sort of horses or something, or dynamite to explode through the back of the mountain. But yeah, and like in this kind of world where everyone is just going to kill this poor warlock to take the treasure, does that mean that everyone's just going to be now coming after you to take the treasure? And so, like, it's almost like the unwritten epilogue. Like, afterwards, you become the Warlock of Firetop Mountain because you are destined. Because if you go back to the village, everyone's just going to be coming to slaughter you, presumably. Because this is the kind of world where apparently we live. It's sad times. Maybe there will be a handcart, but we've certainly not brought one. I mean, unless we've got some sort of... Yeah, like, are we people with, like, adjustable things? Like, how are we going to get back out? Are we going to come across the ferry again? Like, there's lots of monsters. It really feels like, ultimately, this is a kind of work that should have been done by an organized expedition, going in, coming out, resting, getting some provisions, coming back. And if provisions can heal you miraculously, then why are we not just going back? Anyway, these are the kinds of tropes that always apply to any fantastical Dungeons and Dragons style thing. And in reference to Jammy Bampot, yes, Bampot, but it's not 2 separate words. It's one single word, Jammy Bampot. It kind of, you can look it up. I don't think you'll find, I think it's safe for work, I hope. Anyway, it's been good so far. Next week, I am going to do a bit more of this. I think I might have a bit to start doing it alternately, especially if Matthew's coming over. It feels like a good thing to do might be to say, okay, let's sometimes have... I like that I've got, okay, Wednesday is Fighting Fantasy, Tuesday's this, Friday's this, Sunday's this, and like Saturday, every second Saturday's this, every second Tuesday's this, and when those things aren't happening, it's music, and when people want to come on, that's when, yeah, I can change the thing, except Friday will be the one bit that I'm not going to change, because if people want to come on, they just come on for a wee bit. But maybe we're going to just take a photo of ourselves with the treasure for Instagram. It's like, hey, we got the treasure. But yeah, I am seriously enjoying this. It continues to excite me and intrigue me, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I felt a small sense of achievement and wonder. It's just that there are those small niggles, and there's going to be these tiny niggles. I know that a lot of what I say has been about my quibbles, because it's easier to stop, and when I think a paragraph's not particularly well written anyway, interrupting it doesn't mean that much. But some of these paragraphs, like there are nice set pieces. There are nice moments that are evocative. There's, like the moment that the bat flew away from the vampire. I really appreciated that as a kind of horror trope, as a, nothing's going to happen from this, but it's a little niggle in your imagination. And so I think, for what it is, frankly, 38 onwards, it would be quite a travesty if we weren't to be able to find slight bits that could have been improved. But the fact that it still stands up so well today is testament to the fact that it is actually well written. I mean, insofar as you get, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to carry on and probably if we actually manage to finish it, there might be kind of some sort of recap episode at the end where I kind of just spend an hour reviewing it and talking about it, because I just want to admire like how much work these two individuals have done for this book that was originally, at the time of printing, £3.99. How inflation changes prices, eh? Yeah, that used to be the price of books. But yeah, that is our recap. So we started off, we went the other way, thanks Dina, we've got the jewel, we've got some extra skill, we've become more lucky, we've taken one of our luck potions, we are down to 1 luck potion and 4 little portions. We've got, so we had the gold for the fairy, and apparently we need 2 keys. That is what we were told before we started. And so we've got both those things, and so now we just need to keep going until we reach the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. And like many things that started on, it has aged, and it is a little rough around the edges. Yeah, for sure. And I would love to see a Warlock of Firetop Mountain remastered. Warlock of Firetop Mountain, you know, with better adjectives for the doors. Like, what did Alex say? A moist, mossy door with... There was some other adjective that used. It was really evocative. Moist, mossy, and so I'm just struggling to find it, but moist, moss. Yeah, I don't know if you need both slick and moist, but anyway, a mossy door, a wet door, a dry door, a timber door, a dark, a crudely painted door, because you spend so much of your time in this book going down doors and down paragraphs. Sure, if they were to reissue it, you know, I imagine page counts wouldn't be an issue, so they could like double it. And there are some wee bits, like there's wee bits where I think that it would have been nice if they duplicated parts of text. And, you know, duplication of text, let's talk about that a wee bit. So in Alba, there are definitely sections in that book where you might have a section that's maybe 3 pages long, and of those 3 pages, maybe the final a lot of it might be quite similar to another section, and it might even be the case that 2 of those paragraphs, nearly half a page, is identical to another section. But rather than say, okay, turn to this other section, it just has them right there. Because, question, is that turning of the page an interesting action? Now, when you're opening the door, I get it. You're opening the door, you turn the page, it feels like, oh, what's going to happen? What's behind this door? It works. But when it's, you walk down the corridor, turn to this page, you walk down the corridor, turn to this page, and then, I don't know, a better way of portraying that, it feels like use words, use more of the medium of language. I mean, I do like the map, but maybe use more of the medium of... Also, one other thing I wanted to say, where's my Well, I can't see it right now, but in one of the game books, it kind of has this is from section blah, blah, blah. Now, you know what? I'm going to do at some point on a Sunday, I'll just do a review of all the game books and my thoughts on everything. So let's wrap it up there. It's been lovely. Thank you very much. If you want to check me out, I'm stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez.bigcartel.com to buy some of my stuff. I advise you to buy the L deck if you don't already have it. I hear it's pretty good. And congratulations again to Sate and Alex. We are working on the mailing list thing, and we'll be sending that out later today. So yeah, you can buy the L deck for 50 pence until COVID is no longer an issue. But while it is, it's going to be 50 pence for the cheap version and £2.50 for the normal version. Twitter.com/stuffbez for all sorts of stuff. Instagram.com/stuffbez for pretty things. Twitch.tv/stuffbez for daily streaming at 10 a.m. UK time. YouTube.com/stuffbez. If you're already there, then maybe I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know. Stuffbez.com/Discord if you want to join the Discord and chat about this stream or future streams, or if you want to give me ideas for future guests or topics, feel free to. Or if you want to talk about music or share pictures of cats, that's all good. Or design games. We're going to have a game design thing in early February. What else did I want to say? I think that's it. Yeah, I'll be continuing this adventure next Wednesday. That is what will be happening. And thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, firstly, to Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston for writing. Great book. Thank you. Secondly, thank you to everyone who's been in the chat. People who've been like mentioning go this way, go that way. People like Alex and Sate and last week and Dina and CD and all the people who popped in, even if you just popped in really briefly. It was lovely to have you, like Nicholas and Scott and Elaine and so many other people. But sorry, if you're just watching and you're just listening and you're not saying hello, that is totally okay. And I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope that you have enjoyed this. And oh, apparently it's stretching time, side to side. So turn around and turn around. And as we finish up, the final section, as always, is over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So what are you up to? And I'm going to stand on a chair to do my Okay, so what am I up to? Today I'm going to be doing a bit of work with Chris, as I do every Wednesday. We're going to be discussing kind of big picture stuff, sending out a couple of mailing lists. I might try and ponder some stuff about the game jam that's coming up in a couple of weeks, I want to say. Other than that, I'm making dinner for family today. What else? I've not done... I did go out for a walk this morning, but also 2 days ago, I decided that I was going to do some proper exercise, like some, sit-ups and aerobic exercise every second day. So I'm going to try and stick to that, and I'm going to try and do a wee bit more of that today. But let me know, what are you up to? Do you have any interesting foods planned? Anything that you're planning to play or read? I mean, after we have had dinner, I'm hoping that, we might play a bit more of My City. We might also, I'm just thinking that I might ask my parents to try out some of the Bezebell 2-player possibilities. Oh, hello, Prey. It's lovely to have you. Sorry, I'm just finishing up, but I hope you are generally good. You're just in time. got an instant pot for birthday. Oh my god, is it your birthday? Was your birthday yesterday? When was your birthday? I hope you've had a good birthday. I recently finished reading through Return to Firetop Mountain, which was published on the 10-year anniversary of the original. So how is that, Scott? Be interesting to hear about your thoughts. Do you have a blog? Do you have somewhere where you write about these kinds of things? I'd be genuinely interested. You could start up a blog or something. And birthday on the 13th, so that would be 1 week ago. Oh, wow. Well, belated happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't wish it to you at the time. I hope you are generally well. Scott says it's not as good. That is disappointing to hear. I mean, 10-year anniversary, sometimes... Oh, you know what, Scott? I am going to make you a VIP because that link did not show. But, and yeah, as a former guest and as a generally excellent person, I'm going to try and make you a VIP right now. But this is basically the end of the show. And if anyone else has any other things that they want to talk about, like what is an instant pot? I'm not even that familiar with. I'm genuinely interested to learn. Rules manager. What's Scott's? What's Scott's name? Scott H. Moore. That's his Scott's handle. H. Moore. There we go. I'm going to make you You are now a very important person, Scott. There you go. So now you can just do your link again. So you should be able to, that should have, so a cooking pot, that does 10 different types of cooking. I mean, now it just sounds like, a commercial, like what's going on? Like, maybe this is something that I need to check into. Is it like, like a pressure cooker, one of those ones, like we've got one in this household where it's actually seals shut and then you've got to lock it in place and then it pulverizes everything. And actually, even if you cook bones, okay, so I will follow that link. Pressure cooker, slow cooker, steamer, rice cooker. Wow, this sounds incredible. I am very impressed. I mean, wow, that is a brilliant thing indeed. An instant pot. And so, yeah, if anyone else has anything else that they would like to share, then feel free. Well, yeah, today, even though it is cloudy, the sun continues to rise. And I see Idle Michael is streaming. I think there's always a choice because I feel like Idle Michael is really cool and could raid there. I don't want to raid Idle Michael every single day because sometimes I'm not able to stick around. Sometimes it's good fun to check out some of the musicians. But since we didn't raid last time, maybe let's go with Michael this time, I guess. What do people think? Let me know. But genuinely, if you want to hear about game design, then check out Idle Michael for sure. And as we go in, quick hi, then I'm back to Michael. Oh, hello, So Crafty So. So in that case, let's all raid Michael together, because also Michael's got the fewest out of the musicians. So as we finish up, thank you again, everyone. You have all been super lovely. You've all been wonderful. And yeah, For my next streams, look at stuffabeds.com/streams. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing musical shenanigans. I'm just playing music. And keyboard Friday, I am doing the Friendly Friday Forum, and I am going to be showing off my paintings. We've decided that. Saturday, I'm having Matt Warwick, and the rest of the week you can check out from the link. Feel free to share, spread the word. If you're raiding, then please do so. And the only thing left to do is to say bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. It's all good. Don't worry. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Hugs and like all that stuff. Lots of love and hugs. Hugs. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye-bye.